There's rescue programs and all that. We're going to hear about a lot of stuff over the next couple of years. But you know what? There's a lot of sellers out there who are very anxious to have you buy their property. And they're more open now than they ever have been in the last 20 years to creative real estate offers. If it has a chance in hell of working, they're going to listen to it now. You know? And because of the fact that it's tougher to get mortgages in certain markets especially, they're going to have to be more open to creative offers that you're going to make. So we're out there as real estate investors seeking growth and opportunity, and that's one of the things that makes us different. When everybody else thinks that the sky is falling, that's our time. Later on, when the talking heads on TV start talking about the real estate market has recovered and everything's hunky-dory now, all it means it's shifted over to being a seller's market. The guys on TV never look at it as buyers, they look at it as sellers. And I was actually laughing the other night. I was watching these 4 people in a row wringing their hands, and you know, they were talking about their neighbors couldn't sell their properties and woe is me. And I thought, geez, man, these guys should be out making offers hand over fist. They should be out there because those properties are there for the taking. If we don't take them, guess what? Somebody else will. That's for sure. Real estate people are different. We are problem solvers, especially in the pre-foreclosure area. We can solve some problems for some people who have problems. And as someone said earlier, many sellers are willing to sell their property for what they owe, just to get the heck out of Dodge. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. Real estate investors are good at things like rehabbing. I saw that house on top there, and I thought, now there's a real challenge. But you know, when they get to the point of having a reality show about a piece of real estate and it's getting rehabbed and all that, then you know there's more people out there who have suddenly become aware of the profits that can be made. There are some tremendous profits to be made in rehabbing, as you know. There are some good hard money lenders out there who look for these kinds of projects. There's all kinds of investors who know that a little bit of work goes a long way. My wife and I have a property over in San Diego County, which is my original hometown. And in that property, we've had a renter for 16 years that just moved out. And the place looked like it. You know, she raised 4 kids, and they're all grown, and it's time to go. So she moves out, and all we could do is walk in there and said, okay, time to get a big dumpster in here. And we started ripping out carpets and putting in new appliances and stuff like that. And we've put about, I'd say, roughly $15,000 worth of work on the property, and it looks nice. And we already have people trying to buy the property, but heck no, we're going to get that thing rented right out as soon as we can. But there's a lot of properties out there that just need some tender, loving care and a little pride of ownership. And it's amazing what can be done. I'm not a rehab guy. Like I said, screwdrivers have too many moving parts for me, but I am always impressed and quite impressed with people who are comfortable with rehab and do real well. I have a friend in Orlando, Florida, a lady who she and her husband have matching tool belts. Okay? And I think she's going to be doing a book on rehabbing for women. She's actually going to come out with a line of tools that fit women's hands. Kind of cool. Wish I thought of it first. But there's just amazing things that are going on in the real estate market. And this is one of the areas where there's a lot of profit to be made. Real estate investors are always open to learning new ideas, and that's one of the things that I admire about other real estate investors as I find them, that no matter how experienced you are and no matter what level of the real estate market you work on, there's always something new to learn. And if we are humble enough to have an open mind and we treat, as Charles said, we treat other real estate investors as resources and potential partners, you know, we end up encircling ourselves with a new group of friends, of people who feel like we do, that there is growth and opportunity out there if we just go out and step up to it. It's out there for us to find. But as long as we're open to learning new ideas, we will probably find real estate success in the long term. We're all going to skin our knees. I know I certainly have. I've skinned my knees more than once and learned some lessons. And one of the things I've gotten real good at is I learn lessons from other people who share with me the things that they have been through. And you should do the same. You should be very open to the lessons learned of others investors. It's not, if a person goes through a hard time at a particular period of their life in real estate, it doesn't mean that all of life is that way. It just means that was a particular road they went down, and hopefully the lesson that they learned from that can be useful to you in your real estate investing career for your next deal, or maybe the fifth one down the road. But there's always plenty of deals out there, and especially right now, we're probably in one of the best buyer's markets in the last 20 years. So you should be pretty jazzed about that. You should not be going to conferences with your head hung low, feeling like, oh, how am I going to survive? This is an opportunity period for us. And for some of us, it's going to be tough. But I tell you what, if you can hang in there and keep finding new deals like rehabs and post-foreclosure properties, etc., there are some excellent opportunities to take advantage of. Just be open to new ideas and keep on learning. One other thing that I appreciate about real estate investors is that they do appreciate good planning. And that's an area where I really excel, and I really enjoy sharing with fellow investors about that. They recognize the need for asset protection, and that is what my practice has been for the last 20-something years. I have helped pioneer a number of the techniques that are now fairly widely used. I have helped with some of the legislation in several jurisdictions, including this one. And I'm very pleased to see what has happened as we have evolved in the area of asset protection. So I want to share with you some ideas. I know some of you were here yesterday, and you'll have seen some of this from yesterday, but some of these same ideas apply to real estate investors as they do other business owners. And I thought what I'd do is I'd focus in just on those things that real estate investors most need to use. What does the term really mean, asset protection? To a lot of people, they think only of lawsuits. And that certainly is a big area of concern, because I never like it when there's a tenant out there who's a potential plaintiff. It makes me very uncomfortable, except for the fact that I no longer lose sleep at night, because I've taken those steps necessary to protect my family, protect myself, and protect the inheritance I'm trying to build for my children and my future unborn grandchildren who haven't even been thought of yet. I want to build a substantial estate and protect it. And that means that we have to look at protection from a variety of perspectives. Not just lawsuits, although that's a big one, and we should look at that. We should also look at tax. We should look at potential of divorce, not only for ourselves, but for our kids and our loved ones. And we've got to look at asset protection from a variety of perspectives, and I want to do that with you here. It really means to me is protecting wealth as we build it. I've had a number of people who have attended my workshops around the country come up to me during the break saying, well, you know, I really like the sound of this stuff, but I don't really feel like I need to do any asset protection yet because I'm not rich. I want to wait until I get rich and then I'll think about it. And the problem is that people who are very wealthy can afford better protection.